Good morning to everybody. Hi, hi, hi. I'm not sure if I'm there or not, so could be interesting. Am I live or am I not live? Oh dear. Let's see if I can see if I'm live or not. No, doesn't show me. I probably am, but it's just tricking me. Anyway, hello. I'm trying to find the feed so that I can find the chat, so I can see if there's people actually answering. Okay, here we go. Yes, it says I am live. Okay, that's not helping. Okay, No, can I watch it? No, what is going on? Here we go, this might work. Okay. One person watching, but that could be me. Anyway, I'm going to just say hello, and I'm just going to just jabber away. And if people come in, that's great. And if people don't come in, that's fine too. Because I'm just taking advantage of the fact that the temperature has dropped to a reasonable level so that I'm able to do catch up on some knitting of my scrap blankets and crocheting. But at first I'm going to do the knitting. Yeah, okay. So, if there is anybody there, how are you? What are you doing? Are you having breakfast? Have you had breakfast? What time is it where you are? Do you like my little stoppers for my needles? Hang on, where do I... Oh, isn't they cute? It's pink. It's a little froggy. It's a little froggy. I think it's really cute. So, yeah, I got two of them, obviously, one for each needle. Because I was getting hooked, my needles were, my stitches were falling off. So, yeah. And I've got no idea what colours I'm going to add. Because, I don't know, they're just so repetitive at the moment. I seem to have all of the same colours left over, so that's what I'm using. But anyway, so knitting. I just thought, bored out of my brain. The temperature's finally dropped. It's like 12:30 in the morning, so yeehaw, the temperature's actually finally dropped enough. But I still need the fan on, funnily enough. It is so warm here. I hate the heat. But I shouldn't whinge, but I will. I hate the heat. So, yeah. But like I say, I think I have to add just 3 rows today, which is good, but 3 rows on each. So I thought I'd pop on before Kerry, the Yarny Elephant, I think comes on at in an hour and a half-ish. So I thought, oh, that might give me enough time just to do some knitting and whatnot. So I can see people are here. I don't bite unless you want me to. Hello. Oh dear. Oh, I want to get this around the right way. Whew. I expect most of you are looking forward to your summer, whereas I'm looking forward to my summer ending. It has just been horrible. And then of course we had that cyclone on the East Coast. Hi Amber, how are you? Just popping on because I'm absolutely bored, and gotta make add rows to my scrap blanket. Hi Michael. Yeah, so it's been so hot here. And the Cyclone Alfred, I think his name was. Someone posted a joke that if it was cyclones were named after women, it wouldn't have taken so long to hit the coast. It literally took like every day we're getting, east coast of Australia is poised for, Cyclone Alfred to hit, and we're all thinking, oh no, it's going to be awful. And then the next day, east coast is poised for Cyclone Alfred to hit, and we're thinking, okay, and Cyclone Alfred, gonna hit any moment now. And then like 5 hours later, Cyclone Alfred still hasn't hit. It's like, oh Lord, and talk about tense. The poor people must have been pulling their hair out, wondering when it was going to be over. I think you sort of get to the point where you sort of think, oh look, can we just come and do your damage already and then go away so we can sort of start with the cleanup. I think was a general consensus for most of the East Coast. Fortunately, we didn't sort of get any of that down here. We just got the, we just sort of too far south, I think, to get anything like that. So hopefully we won't get anything. Exactly, Michael, taking its time. But, but they, people were sort of posting, sort of saying, oh, guys, it'd be all done and dusted if it was named after a woman. It'd been through by now and, done what it was going to do and moved on. But, yeah, it really dumped a load of water and there was a load of flooding. I think it's fairly flat where it hits, so... yeah. But, one thing we Aussies are very good at, and that's rebuilding really quickly, usually. Most people are sort of insured. There will be, no doubt, a fundraiser of some form to help those who didn't have insurance or didn't have enough insurance or whatnot. So, yeah. Oh, Amber, you're not well. Hubby gave you his jams. Oh. So that's what, men, who needs them? Certainly not I. I'm glad I don't have one. Well, except for my male cat. And he's hard enough to deal with some days. What did he give you? Anything horrible? I mean, really, really horrible? But, yeah, so... But I noticed, do they do this in the US when you have a cyclone? Do they call it, like, once it's hit and it's gone, do they call it ex-Cyclone Alfred? Like, ours is called, all week it's been ex-Cyclone Alfred, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, oh, that's odd, that they're calling him, I mean, he is obviously an ex-cyclone because he's not a cyclone anymore. But I've never heard that that before, probably flu germs. Oh, dear. That's not good, Amber. Is he off? Is he off work, or is he still gone to work and you sort of left you at home to deal with the kids alone? So I think that's the worst thing when you're sick as a mother, and the hubby he battles on and goes to work, and you're left at home with the kids. I remember once, me and my kids, we all got really hit really badly with the flu when they were only like 2 and 3, and we were trying to sell the house, and I had the sofa bed in the lounge room, and we had the sofa bed pulled out, and all of us were on the sofa bed with the doonas and pillows and everything, and this guy phoned up to sort of say, oh, can I bring someone around? And I'm like, you've got to be kidding. I'm sorry. I said, no, not today. And he said, oh, no, it's not a client or anything. He said, it's just another guy who wants to sort of see the house so that he knows. And I said, oh, yeah, you can come. I said, but we're all on the sofa bed watching movies, sick as dogs. And he goes, okay, we won't keep you long. So, yeah. Oh, he is home. Oh, that's great. He can help. Okay, so they've got lots of names. Yeah. See, this is the first cyclone in 30 years to hit the to hit the east coast. Normally, normally we don't get not this far down. Normally it's the Northern Territory and Northern Queensland that will get our cyclones. And the last bad one was just celebrated its 50th year or 60th year. That was Cyclone Tracy up north. That hit on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, and it was terrible because back then in the 1974, hi Lisa, back in 1974, I don't know, media and there were no mobile phones or anything, obviously, and there was no I don't think they even had fax machines back in them days. So unfortunately, poor old Darwin got hit by this huge Cyclone Tracy, and it literally flattened the whole place. And the rest of Australia went about their, Christmas Day enjoying themselves. And it wasn't until we in the south and the rest of Australia were getting reports from overseas telling us, hello guys, there's a cyclone up north. And we were like, oh, we didn't know. We had no idea. That's how bad the communication was for news reporting. That was a bad one though, wasn't it, Lisa? You're probably old enough to remember. I was 6 or 7, I think, when it hit. But yeah. Yeah, so, oh dear, yeah. I'm hoping for a cooler day tomorrow, Lisa. Looking forward to that, really looking forward to that. Oh wow, see, yeah, that's a while away. But 30 years was the last one apparently on our east coast. But I think it's just that we don't normally have the conditions. I think you sort of have to have high pressure and low pressure or something mixing or however it goes. Or is that tornadoes? I know one of them you're supposed to open all your doors and windows, but I don't know which one that's for. Is that hurricane? You've got hurricane, cyclones, and tornadoes. And one of them you're supposed to open up all your doors and windows. Oh, look, Lisa. It's dropped low enough for me to be able to finally add some robes to this blanket. I just didn't want it on, laying on me. And I thought, oh, you know what? Rather than sit here, bored, I'm going to just pop on, do a little pop-up live. And I don't even know what I'm using. I really don't even know what I'm using. What am I using? Does it say anyway? No. It might just be Telstra. Telstra. It might just be... YouTube. I can't see any restream or anything, but I don't know what I'm using. But yeah, that cooler weather. Tomorrow's, or today now for us, is meant to, mid-20s is the max, so that's not so bad. But then we go back up to the high 30s again, mid-30s, high 30s. I'm just over it. It's March already. It's in the middle of March, give or take. And we should be in our autumn. It should be cooling down. It should be cold. And it should be, it should be nice and cool. And it's not. Hi, Froggy. Or Jennifer. I was just showing people, Froggy. Look what I got. Little stoppers. I blame Lisa from Lisa Knits and Vlogs for these. Because she showed me her gorgeous little stoppers, and they've got little, for your knitting needles, and they've got holes in the head and the bottom. And she showed me these, and I said, oh, awesome, I'll go on to Temu and buy some. $70 later, I spent a lot. And it wasn't just on stoppers, I must admit. It really wasn't just stoppers. Oh dear, okay. Now, hang on, how do we... You are definitely an enabler. I am. 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 I Definitely an enabler. I'm going to add a few moderators because I don't have any. If you don't want to be one, that's fine. Just sort of, let me know and I can remove you. But I think 2 will probably be good for now, just in case I get any trouble. Yeah, but I actually got another order coming from Temu. What did I order this time? Oh, I ordered, now why did I go there? See, half the time I don't even know why I go there. I go there because I've seen something and I think, oh, I'll buy that. And then I get there and then I go off on a tangent and I buy all the other stuff that I don't really want or need or whatever. So, yeah. Oh, I thought I'd made you one, Michael. Did I not add you? I'm going to add you as well, Michael. Then I've got 3. And that should be enough because I don't know who this 8-bit person is, so. Yes, pretty blue dress. I know you like blue. So, yeah. Oh, dear, now I've got a knot. But, yeah, so. Do you have anyone, Lisa, who's sort of been affected by the hurricane, cyclone, sorry? Fortunately, I've been very, very... Hi, Kerry, how are ya? I thought I'd come on just before you to catch up on some of my subscriber scrap blanket because it's been too hot to do otherwise. So I thought, oh, quick catch up. I only need 3 rows, I think, which give me 96 rows. I'm almost halfway, guys, almost halfway. This one I've made far too wide. The knitted one I have made far too wide. So I've decided that once I get to 200 rows, which would be the max for like 1,000 subscribers, it's not going to be long enough for the width. So I might have to take this one to 1,500 subscribers. Whereas the crochet one is working out great size. I think it's going to be almost a perfect square when I'm finished that. So, yeah. Oh, surface pattern. Did it get that far north? See, I'm really not very much in the loop. I don't watch the news. I find it too depressing and all the rest of it. So, I don't normally watch the news. I didn't realize it got as far. I've got a girlfriend from high school who's in Grafton. And she showed me, she showed some pictures on her Facebook. One was the 8th. And it showed the river rising, then that was the 9th. And the boathouse along the riverside, the water had risen to halfway up the building, and then she showed the next day, and you couldn't see the building. But then, I think she showed the next day, and it started to come down again, so... brings me that old age debate. Which is better, being flooded or a bushfire, being burnt out? I really don't know. I think if you're burnt out, the pluses are, pluses, I mean like there's pluses with any, there's not pluses, but you know what I mean. You got, the fire is taking care of most of the debris, you know what I mean? Like it's destroyed everything, it's burnt everything, so everything's like ash. So you don't have to come along with your mop and bucket and try and salvage a building that could end up with black mold, and you might have to replaster. All the interior, struts and everything have all gotten wet and damp, and they need time to dry out. And yeah, I mean, neither of them would be preferable, but I often wonder which would be easiest to clean up after, Is Thea up that way too? No, that's another person. That's Tia Hill. I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah. But this is what I mean. I don't watch the news, so I don't even know if the Gold Coast or Surfers Paradise got hit. I'm guessing they must have done, because I think they're all south of Brisbane. And as far as I know, it's like, I think it was between Brisbane and Sydney, or just below Sydney, that really got walloped. So, yeah. I got a friend's daughter who still lives in Brisbane somewhere, and she went to the website. Hi, Dawn P. She went to, there's a Facebook website, or there's some website that you can go to tick off and say I'm safe. So that was really good. You know, to know that she was okay. You know, I like those sorts of sites which they, you know, you can go to and sort of let family and friends know, you know, look, I'm safe, I'm okay. And, you know, then you can just sort of worry about whether or not their home's been destroyed or not. But I guess I'm going to be going through some of my blankets again and finding some stuff to send off to whoever. To Kogo, or I don't know. Do Kogo sort of usually do, like, I know the Salvation Army will do big drives and send stuff, but I'm just wondering if Kogo or someplace like that, Lisa, do you know if they do sort of drives to send stuff off? Because I've got a Kogo deposit place just 5 minutes down the road from me. I'm a little bit better, thanks today, Dawn. I have just been so hot and horrible, and all I have done is sleep. I've literally slept about 20 hours in 24 just lately, and this is the first time I've actually been awake for longer than 4 hours, 5 hours at a time. I've been literally waking up, quickly doing a video so that I don't get behind on videos, posting that, and then thinking, oh, I need to go back to bed. So, yeah. And that's the heat. I'm sure it's the heat. I'm going to blame the heat, because the heat is the fault of everything in my mind. It's always the heat's fault. But, yeah. Sometimes you do just need the rest too. That's true, Michael. I mean, I don't mention it much, but I've got autoimmune disease. I've got a few autoimmune issues, and when you sort of get worn out, you really get worn out. You get like hit with it's like being hit with a freight train. That's how I've always described it, you know. So it's, yeah. Yeah, I'll probably have to sort of keep my ears open, Lisa, and find out. But I might even just, you know, find out what my girlfriend's address and perhaps send a care package to her as well. You've really got a fever then, Amber. That's bad. Yeah? Go and do a snow angels if there's any snow. There wouldn't be any snow out there, though, I don't suppose. Yeah, you need to take some Panadol. Get, or what do you call it? Tylenol. Yeah, 32F. That's, I think that's below zero for us. I think so. I think it's close enough to zero, or below zero anyway. That's the other word I was thinking of, Tylenol. To break the fever. You need something to break the fever. No snow. Well, that's a shame, because you could have gone and, you know, rolled around in that and felt better. Fevers are not fun. They are not fun at all. What did my grandmother used to say? Feed a fever, starve a cold. Because the last thing you want to do when you've got a fever is eat. They, you know, and then you're always told, feed a fever, starve a cold. Or is it the way around? I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, let's face it. I mean, Lisa, we don't know who does what for cyclones, because we don't get cyclones in this country that often. So this is new to us. This has got to be all that, I don't know, climate. No, I don't call it, a lot of people still say it's the greenhouse effect. I still don't, I like to call it the climate change, because climates are literally changing. I find that the UK is getting closer and closer to our weather, and we're getting closer and closer to the UK weather. I'm expecting a complete and total flip eventually, which would be interesting, because then I'd be lovely. Can you imagine, Lisa, if we had snow? Oh, Victoria, we wouldn't know. No, we wouldn't. And most of those buildings on the East Coast would not have been like cyclone-proof buildings. They wouldn't have been built to withstand a cyclone. And I'm not wondering now, will they sort of say to people, look, might be worthwhile thinking about, I don't know how you cyclone-proof a house, but, you know, maybe they're saying might be saying to some people, cyclone-proof your house by, I don't know. Even the Queenslanders, you know, the Queenslander that are on stilts. I saw some of them, and the flooding was so deep, it was even, you know, like reaching the bottom, or the bottom of their buildings. And they're really high up. I think they're like something, like 10, 12 feet off the ground. Yeah, on the skiing season we get snow. But wouldn't it be nice if we just got snow where we lived? You and me would be out there every day making snow angels. Relishing in the cold and loving it. Yeah, good idea, Amber. Never take, well, unless they specifically say, you know, take the meds on an empty stomach, but not many meds these days do say take them on an empty stomach. Always best to take them on, you know, a bit of food. What did hubby make for you? Yeah, I can't handle that, Michael. I don't know how you do it. Yeah, 100, you know, and then 115, no, 120. No, no, I wouldn't even want to drive through that sort of temperatures. That's awful. I mean, that's really bad. Yeah, no, I couldn't handle that. Could not handle that one single bit. Yep. This year, I think it was, Amber, I was actually deaf in this ear as a kid, because apparently it had such a bad ear infection. It actually perforated my eardrum, and I didn't even really realize. And it wasn't until I was at like preschool, kinder, whatever you want to call it, that every time this ear was facing people, they couldn't get my attention, and they finally realized, oh, she can't hear. And, oh, they used to put these drops in my ear, and then they go down the back of your nose and the back of your throat, and, oh, it tasted awful. So, yeah, you need something on your stomach when you've got that stuff going in your ear. That's for sure. Hi, Vima. Yeah. See, I think you get a lot hotter than me, though, Lisa, too. I mean, I remember last summer, like December, January, and February, and even March, I remember only needing to put my air conditioner on maybe twice for the whole period. This year, no. It's either my fan is constantly going, or the air conditioner and the fan is constantly going, and it is just a murder. Oh God! Oh, Amber, that must be so painful. Have you got him? Get him some like hard-boiled sugar lollies to suck. That might help release the pressure too on the eardrum. I mean, they probably already told you that, but I remember my son. We were heading back from Queensland on a holiday once, and it wasn't until we got in the air and he started screaming that we even realized he had an ear infection. And because he doesn't show any pain because of the autism, he never showed any pain. So, you know, and of course the airline staff are looking at us as if we're bad parents. We're like, he didn't tell us he had an earache, otherwise we wouldn't have got on the plane. But then they had him suck some eucalyptus lollies, and that sort of like reduced the pressure and all the rest of it. So yeah, see, right down on the peninsula, I think we get a lot of cool breeze coming through. That would be ideal for me too, Michael. I would love that. 22, 70, 72, yep, all year round. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Bit of rain too, and thunderstorms. We were promised rain, we were promised a thunderstorm, and it didn't come. So I'm a bit annoyed about that, because I love a good old thunderstorm. But, oh well, can't get everything your own way. So, you're hot stuff though, Lisa, let's face it. Yeah, we get all the coolness before you, and I don't think we ever get to your temperatures either, because quite often I hear you and you're saying, oh, it was this today, and I'm thinking, really? We didn't get that hot today. And I think, oh, thank goodness I don't live where you are. I'd have to move. But my daughter loves the heat. She's crazy. She loves the heat. I heard thunder rumbling, Lisa, and I thought, yay, thunderstorm. And that was it. That's all. I heard the thunder rumbling a couple of times. No rain. Just thunder rumbling, and I think I didn't even get any lightning. So nothing. The cat didn't like it, and he went and hid. I don't know where they are now. But yeah. See, you know, I would have liked to have been there for that, Lisa. That would have been nice. I mean, I slept all day again today. Well, panda bears do like the snow, don't they? Yes, I think they do. Don't they in nature actually like snow? I think they do. So it's only natural he does. Yeah. I'm sort of, shorts and t-shirts all, in the winter. And people are like, aren't you cold? And I'm, nope, I'm sucking up all this cold ready for summer. Yeah. It doesn't last long. It's not worth having. You know, especially if it's been hot, it sort of dries before it even hits the ground. And that annoys me too. Oh, dear. Yep. Me too, Lisa. I mean, it's funny, I've been watching some of these Americans reacting to Australian culture and that sort of thing. And there's a few blokes, and they're watching videos of Australians going to the shops without their shoes and socks on. And I thought, really? Is that a big deal? But apparently it is. And they're wearing, shorts and t-shirts, and they're going grocery shopping, and they've got nothing on their feet. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, that's normal for us. Yeah, that's not a big deal. Apparently it would be if we were in the US, shopping with nothing on our feet. I need to, change colors. Oh dear. So how's the latest project going, Michael? Are we going to have that soon? Is it, not the saddlebag one? What's the other one you're doing? here. Yeah, happy future Thursday, yeah. It's 1 a.m. on Thursday. We're not that much in the future. Yeah. See, we get those signs at some pubs, or as you would call them, bars in Australia. The no shoes, no shirts, no service. But some of them, that's only for the like bistro area, or what they used to call the family area, because women never used to go into the men's bar area. Only obviously men were allowed to go in the men's bar area, and they could wear, that didn't matter what they wore. It was only the family area that you had to be dressed correctly. And I love it when people who go to an RSL, which is a retired servicemen's league? No, retired servicemen's lodge. Lisa might know, but in Australia, we have these things called RSLs, and they're for anyone can go into them, and they have pokey machines, which you call one-arm bandits, and that sort of thing. And if you go into an RSL, Returned Servicemen's League. No, I've forgotten. No, I'll get it in a minute. And if you go in there and you're a man, and you do not remove your hat or unbuckle your belt, you have to shout the whole bar. League. Yeah, Retired Servicemen's League. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah. And I just love it, because I've known that rule for the longest time. And I used to go in, we once went into this bar with my ex, into an RSL with the kids. Unbuckle your belt, yes. You have to unbuckle your belt. I'm not really sure what it's a sign of aggression if you keep your hat on. I'm not sure what the belt thing is all about, why you have to unbuckle your belt, but you do have to unbuckle your belt. And I remember going into an RSL with my ex, and I said to him as we were walking in, take your hat off and undo your belt. And he looked at me and he goes, are you stupid? And I'm like, fine. And we went up, and you have to sort of like sign in as a member for the day and all the rest of it. And, the woman behind the counter says, you better remove your hat and undo your belt. And he looked at me and he goes, what is it with this? And I'm like, it's the rules for having, going into an RSL. It's a sign of aggression, leaving your hat on. And the belt thing, I don't know what the belt thing is. Maybe the belt thing's got something to do with the old, like when you were a serviceman, your belt would have had your weapon on it, and if you untighten the belt, it loosens or slackens the weapon, making it harder to grab? I don't know. It's a very weird rule. I don't know, Panda. I will ask for you at my local RSL if they need a young panda to help the older gentlemen who might struggle with buckles and buttons and all sorts. I will ask. You crack me up. Oh dear. Returned Servicemen, yeah. Well, I knew it was something like that. So yeah, but I mean they do a lot of great work out here. The RSL. Like I say, anyone can go into them, but I think if you're actually like a returned soldier, you get like really discounted beer and that sort of thing. But yeah, my brother used to jog 20 kilometers. How many miles is that? I have no idea. A long distance, 20 kilometers. he used to jog uphill to this, to the Wheelers Hill gym that was 20 kilometers away from home. And he would work out in the gym for 4 or 5 hours. Then he went into the RSL next door, and 5 or 6 hours later, he'd be absolutely rolling drunk, and he would phone my father to go and pick him up. Yeah. So I sort of kind of wonder what was the point of doing all that exercise and jogging if you're sort of, yeah. 12.5 miles. Thank you, Michael. I knew someone would know. But I mean, what a crazy guy. He was absolutely insane. You will, Panda, if you ever move to Australia. I've often contemplated moving to Tasmania because that's nice and cool. He used to, we lived in a place, and Panda, I want you to behave when I tell you where I used to live as a little girl. Well, not little girl, I was an old teenager. I used to live in a place called, no smirking, Cockatoo. And that got burnt down really badly in the bushfires a few years before we moved there. And it's very hilly. And my brother was going in for the, I think it was the Duke of Edinburgh Cup, which is a real sort of hard slog sort of training thing where you sort of really do it rough. And he would put 3 or 4 house bricks into his backpack and jog up and down the hills around Cockatoo. Oh, I used to get dirty old men always asking me if I'd seen a cockatoo. So I'd turn around and say, yeah, I'd seen 3 or 4 actually. No, you just shut them up. But it was lovely up there. Fortunately, like I say, we moved in after the Ash Wednesday bushfires of, I think it must have been early 80s, I think. And then we moved out again before the next ones. But, yeah. It was really lovely up there. It's beautiful. We got snow there once. I remember one winter coming down the mountain to go to work, and it was very snowy. My daughter's not liking the snow in the UK one single bit. She hates it. She really, really hates it. She sent me a photo. Let me see if I can find it. It's hilarious. She sent me a photo of herself dressed up, ready to go to work. Let me see if I've got it here. And honestly, she could be... Yep, there it is. Hang on. Can you see that? That is my daughter. In the UK. On her way to the bus stop to go to work. Yeah. She hates the cold. She really, really hates the cold. And then she says to me with amazement, she sent me this video and she goes, watch this. And she's got a stone and she throws it at a little creek near where they live. And of course, it's frozen, so it bounces off and she goes, oh. And I'm like, oh, for God's sakes. And then she shows me a little pile of snow. Oh, she is definitely... She was my drama queen. She was... Everything was dramatic. But then she showed me this little pile of snow. And she said, did you know snow is ice? This girl is like, she's got a huge IQ. She was headhunted for her computer coding capabilities. She was headhunted by Cambridge University. And she's like, did you know this snow is ice? I'm like, well, what the hell else did you think it was? It's frozen water, after all. Yeah, so, but yeah, that's my daughter for you. She hates the cold. And she keeps, I wonder if I've got any pictures of my grandson still inside my, inside the cubicle, inside the belly. I don't think I have on this device. No, I haven't, shame. But, oh, my daughter, I know I've mentioned it before, but some people may have missed it. My daughter is lesbian, so she's marrying a girl, obviously, and it's her girlfriend who's having the baby. And she's only like this, she's really short, tiny little thing, and she already looks like she's like 10 months pregnant, and she's still got till May to go. And I think she's never going to make it. She is never going to make it. Yeah. Oh, look, the stories I could tell about my daughter are absolutely hilarious. My dad and I, we used to, we were partners in crime when it came to trying to trick our kids. Like, my daughter was, when she was toilet trained, she had a little bit of trouble one day, you know, on the toilet, having trouble. And I said, oh, do you want me to help? You know, just being stupid. She goes, yes, please. So I had to think quickly, what can I do to help? So I patted her on the head like this, and just sort of, and she went, oh, that's helping. Fast forward 2 weeks. My father and my mother are babysitting, and my father walks past the toilet, and she's in there going, and he says to her, what on earth are you doing? And she says, I'm trying to make the poo come out. Pop. Oh, good night, Lisa. Yeah, it's getting late, but I'm going to be up all night because I was awake all day, sleep all day. Yeah, my daughter, the genius. I had both my kids convinced that a vineyard, and it was a new vineyard, so all it had was rows and rows and rows of wooden, the wooden climbers for the vines to climb up, with bits of wire in between. And I passed it and I said, oh, look, a fence farm. And my daughter goes, oh. And my son's like, oh. I said, that's where they grow fences. And like when the fences grow big and strong, they come along and they cut a piece away and they take it off and they put it around a new house. And my dad, my partner in crime, was driving them down to his place, both of them one day. And they're like, oh, look, Pop, it's the fence farm. And he's like, fence farm? Hi, Jules. And they're like, yeah, the fence farm, Pop. That's where they grow the fences. And of course, my dad knew me, and he knew instantly what I was doing. And he was like, okay. And he went along with it. He goes, yeah, brilliant, fence farm, great. And this went on for years, literally years. I think I started it when they were about 5, 6. And it wasn't until they were 11 or 12, yes, that old, they were in the car with my dad and my mum, who is the biggest spoil sport out. And they kids said to her, look Nanny, it's the fence farm. And she's like, and she turned around to them and said, who the hell told you that was a fence farm? No, she says, don't tell me. Your mother did, didn't she? They go, yeah, Mummy, and Pop. So, yeah, I got into trouble. Big trouble. And I was told, nope, that's not a fence farm. That is a vineyard where they grow grapes for wine. Spoiled all my fun, she did. But yeah, some of the things you can get away with telling your kids, it's not funny. My son, who was, as I say, he was autistic, and every time we passed a McDonald's, he had to go in and get something, or he would just scream the car down. And anytime we went somewhere new or whatever, I'd take my brother with me. And I'd say to my brother, okay, you keep a lookout while I'm driving for McDonald's. And he goes, okay, why am I doing this? I said, because your job is to point in the opposite direction to something completely different so that Woody doesn't know it's the McDonald's is there. And he's doing a great job. Oh, look at Woody, look at that tree. He didn't know. And Woody goes, oh, that's really good, Uncle. McDonald's, yep, gone. We come to these lights, and there's McDonald's on both sides. My brother's like, I'm out. I'm out. I don't know what else. I don't know what to do. He says, what do we do now? He says, there's a McDonald's on both sides of the street. And I'm like, oh, God, I don't know. Yeah. Kids, honestly. They fall for anything, though. You can tell them, oh, yeah, well, when McDonald's light is on, that means they haven't got any food. Or, when the ice cream truck is playing music, that means they've run out of ice cream. I was watching this one show, Jules, and I don't know, I like a bit of true crime. I must admit, guilty as charged. Love a little bit of true crime. And I particularly loved these guys. They started off at BuzzFeed, and the names are Shane Madej and Ryan Bergara. And they did this show on BuzzFeed called Unsolved. And then they moved to, they went from BuzzFeed, then they moved to their own channel because they wanted to get away from BuzzFeed. And then they moved to their own network, and now they've got their own streaming service and everything. So they sort of, been moving along. But one of them, he was saying his mother was hilarious. His mother, Ryan Bergara's mother, once told him that he wasn't a real little boy, that he wasn't her son. This is his mother, his real biological mother. You're not my real son. You are an alien. Your real mother is in the washing machine. If you don't believe me, go and have a look. And what his mother had done is she'd got a wig, and she'd put this wig and she had it hanging out of the washing machine. Well, Ryan screamed like there was no tomorrow. But, she was always telling him things like that, and it was just like, oh, what a horrible... I thought my tricks on my kids were bad, but, that was just priceless. But, yeah. Yeah, well, Panda, will you be my, what do they call it, my wingman, my straight man? Well, oh no, you can't be my straight man, can you? Oh my God, what did I just say? I told my kids that I bought them from the gypsies for 50 cents. And then I used to say to them, I'm going to pay the gypsies 50 cents to take them back. Yeah. When they were misbehaving. I used to get, we had, many moons ago, I can't remember what PlayStation it even was, but they had Tekken. they had Tekken, and I think it was Tekken 10 or whatever it was, whatever number it was. I mean, goodness knows. And whenever they started arguing in real life, Panda cracked me up. I'd say, no, stop, right, get the PlayStation, put Tekken in, fight it out. And they'd be like, oh, Mom. I say, no, come on, fight it out for real on Tekken, kick each other's heads in, do whatever you want to do. And then they would, get the Tekken game out, and they would start sort of fighting each other. And like after about 3 or 4 minutes, they completely forgot that they were angry with each other, and they'd be laughing and joking and, rolling all over each other, having a ball. So that's how I used to get them to stop avoiding, stop fighting. I used to say, yep, go fight it out on Tekken or whatever. And they used to go, yeah, okay. And, like I say, they used to just, yeah. Oh dear, yeah, that is how, yeah. It is. Now, okay, here's a good question for you, Panda. Toggle breasts on or off? I could not believe that that was an option. And, because it was my son who, well, obviously it was my son who noticed it. And I would say, what, what's this option? Because he wanted me to play with him one day, and I'm like, what's this option? Toggle breasts. And he goes, well, do you want the breasts to wobble or not? And I said, what are you talking about? And like they would do and they would fight, and then the breasts would go at the end. No, thank you. I do not want breasts wobbling. I don't need that. And he goes, oh, I like mine on. And I thought, yeah, I bet you do. Yeah, toggle breast. You don't remember that bit, Panda? Oh, dear. Yeah, toggle breasts. Well, you probably wanted them to have, I don't know, toggle butts. That would have been nice. You might have liked wiggly jiggly bottoms, as Mrs. C says. It's nice to look at the south side of man going north or something. Yeah. But I think my problem though with my kids was I was too much of a I overcompensated for their father, who was not a nice man, and we're just going to leave it at that. And because I overcompensated, yeah, I could have been a much stricter once he'd been kicked out. And it was very hard for me to go from the mum who was the buddy and pal and made everything fun to the mum who suddenly had to sort of start, punishing and telling these, early teen kids off, and they just wouldn't accept it, It's just really, really, Yes, I'm live, Izzy. I am live. Been live for about an hour. I've got to keep an eye on the time because I know Kerry is going live at 2, so I might keep going until then. Long story short, the reason I'm alive, I got bored, middle of the night, temperatures have finally dropped. I finally get a chance to actually catch up with my subscribers blanket, because otherwise it's been too hot sort of having this stuff laying on you. So I've been doing a lot of my socks, which are nice and small. And of course you don't have to have them laying across you. But yeah, that's why I'm live. No breast assets. No. Yeah, you got your... Oh dear. Yeah. But it's... Oh, yeah. It's really hard, I think, to be a mum who goes from, compensating for, a rotten dad, to then suddenly, you're on your own and you've got to suddenly discipline these kids who have never taken you seriously in their life. You know, we used to play Crash Team Racing, and I've actually given my version of, hugs to you too, Panda darling. I used to play Crash Team Racing with my kids, and I actually gave my son my version because I know he absolutely loves it. And I used to kick these kids' butts with that. But it was so funny because when I played with them, I'd throw bananas and bombs and bottles of poison or whatever it was, and TNT blocks and everything, and I'd throw all this stuff at the kids, and they'd laugh and joke, and their dad would play with them, and he would do the same, and they would cry. And if he won, they would cry. If I won, they would laugh. It was just a whole dynamic thing of, I used to try and tell him, it's just the way you'd win. You're just a really bad winner. Whereas, I used to just sort of make light of it and make fun of it and all the rest of it. And so, the kids, we had a ball. But like I say, we used to just we had pajama days, and we'd sit on the sofa bed in the lounge, and we'd play games, if we were sick, and, watch movies. My son, being autistic, every school holidays, we had to have a Harry Potter marathon. So we had to watch every Harry Potter that we had. And that wasn't so bad when, you only had 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. No, hang on, 4, 5 yet. But then, as it got on, the movies got longer and longer, and I think we worked it out, it was like 18 hours worth all up or something like that in the end. But he insisted on it every school holidays, and of course my daughter hated it. But what can you do? They get really set in their ways. I think it was probably, it was a lot of fun, and I've got to be honest though, Panda, I've been very blessed with my kids, despite the issues that they have had with their dad, whom they don't speak to or see anymore. Despite the problems that were there, I have been so blessed. Neither of them got into drugs or alcohol in a big way. I mean, yes, they drink socially when they go out, but that's it. My daughter doesn't even do that anymore. My son might, he used to like a bit of weed every now and then, but not anymore. Nothing, no hard sort of drugs, nothing like that. And, oh, hi Kitty, how are you? So, yeah, I've been very, very blessed, and like I say, my daughter, genius. She is a genius. There's no way else to put it. She actually got I don't know what you would call, what would be the equivalent in the US, but she was on the dean's list after university. She topped her calculus class. She was the only girl in a university calculus course full of boys, some of which, and I'm not being racist when I say this, some of which were Asian boys, and we all have that stereotype in our heads, I know, of, Asian boys are very good at math. Well, she beat them out, and but yeah, so she was really, really very smart little girl, well, big girl. And my son is, and it's great what my son's ended up doing. He wanted to do, you have the dean's list there too. Okay, so it's the same sort of thing. Yeah. Hi, Kimmy. The dean's list, my son wanted to go into computers. He wanted to do, write coding or programs for games. That's what he wanted to do as he was growing up, because he loved games. But then I think he sort of realised that that's really not really for him, and it wasn't going to go well, and what have you. And so he ended up going into early learning, early education, early childcare education, learning, whatever. And he did the degree in that, and then his master's in that. And of course, because he's really just a big kid himself, they love him. The kids absolutely love him. Because he's really, in some ways, still mentally a kid. He thinks like a kid. So he plays like a kid. So he plays along with them like a kid and all the rest of it. So he's really found his niche in the world, which is absolutely fabulous. I think that's one of our biggest worries as parents, is will our autistic sons or daughters find a niche that they can, fit in comfortably and enjoy. And, he was high functioning, which obviously helped, but yeah, early childhood development, yeah, that's right, Kitty. Whereas my daughter's girlfriend, fiance, she did the same thing, but she can teach anything from like preschool right through to tertiary. She loves kids that much, and that's why she decided to go into early education and everything. But I think my son just went into it for, he got a job just at a childcare centre through my daughter's girlfriend. And then I think he enjoyed the job so much, they thought, okay, I'm going to stop all this computer stuff. I'm going to do this early childhood learning stuff. And he loves it. And the kids love him, like I say. And, he comes up with some really inventive ideas on how to, play games and to learn stuff and whatnot. So that's really cute. That's really good. But like I say, very lucky. Very lucky. I put my hand up. Very lucky mum that... And I think a lot of it has to do with luck. I mean, some people say to me, oh, no, Sam, it's got nothing to do with luck. And I say, no. I'm lucky. Neither of my kids got into the drugs. They didn't get into the drinking. They didn't get in, they didn't go off the rails at all. And I'm so grateful for that, And I think a lot of that has to do with just luck. It's with, who they meet on their journeys through life, and the friends they make, and all the rest of it. And I've just been so lucky with my kids. I really, really have. Yeah, Jean's list. And it was so sad because of my condition. I wasn't able to go to see her, get her certificate, or go to the Dean's List party, because there was a Dean's List sort of party, and because I can't drive anymore, and because I can't, I'm housebound basically. I'm immobile. We don't need to go into all that detail, but yeah. So I couldn't go, and I've really gotten the guilt over that, and I still got the guilt over that. And it's the same with my son when he got his certificate, not able to sort of do that and enjoy that. I've just had to sort of sit on the sidelines and sort of tell them how much I love them and how proud I am of both of them. It's funny, my daughter jokes. She says, now she says, whenever I achieve anything, this is my daughter speaking, Mum says how proud she is of both of us, Woody and her. My son's name's Woody, her name is Holly. And I do, because my attitude is, I don't think my daughter would get to where she was if she didn't have the support of her brother as well. And so, and I don't want him to feel like he's inferior or inadequate by just saying, yeah, you've done amazing, oh, what, you're brilliant, you're blah blah blah, and all the rest of it, and all be Holly. So whenever one of my kids achieves something, it's always like both of them have achieved it, and I say, yep, you've both done brilliantly. Yep. Oh, okay, so you're studying, all right, Jules, yeah, do computers and engineering. Tree surgeon. See, like, who would have thought that? Yeah, complete opposite. But he enjoys it, obviously, otherwise he wouldn't do it. What dog? Have you got a new dog, Panda? Did you get a new dog? Her name is Radar. Yeah. Oh, look, my kids are full of them. I've just got so many funny stories. Because they've done so many funny, silly things in their lives. And, you know, yeah. But yeah, very lucky. I consider myself a very lucky mum that I haven't had to tackle some of the horrible trials and tribulations that many parents have to sort of suffer through. So you did get a new... Is it a puppy or is it a bigger dog? I didn't know you guys got a new dog. Cinnamon. Oh, okay. Your first doggo. Okay, I'm with you now. Yeah. My boy was was 15 and I had to say goodbye to him, and well, actually I couldn't go and say goodbye to him because I couldn't leave the house. And that was, yeah, let's not talk about that because I'll end up bawling and that'll just bring everybody down. Yeah, trigger alert. But here, I'll show you my boy. That was when day one. That was day one. I lost him 2 years. I lost him 2 years ago on the 25th of January. And it's still not easy. It's still horrible. And it's still, you know, still very difficult for me. And I hate those people who tell me, but it was just a dog and you should be over it by now. Yeah. You know, you just want to punch their lives out. And I'm not a violent woman. I'm really not. For me to say something like, I want to punch the lights out, you know, you've really, really ticked me off. But yeah, so. But, you know, I've got some videos of him on my shorts. My son, my favourite one is, there's two favourites I've actually got. My son took one when he's looking at himself in the mirror for the first time ever, and he's seen himself in the mirror, and he's gotten so excited because he thought it was another dog to play with. And he just, you know, And the other favourite is, like, we used to play a game with the dog, and he used to come to the window. I've got a window just here, and he used to come to the window and look through it, and he wouldn't move until I saw him and said, I can see you. I used to have to say it just like that. And then he would run inside and he'd jump on me and he'd get all excited. And I've got a video of him doing, you know, me refusing to say the words, and he's going, "Rrr," and he stamps his little paws and he's getting like, "Rrr," and I'm like, what do you want me to say? And I finally say it, and he's just like, poof, and he's gone like a shot. But yeah. Have I cut the right one there? Yeah. So yeah. But I got some videos of that. It does, Jules. It does. Yeah. And, you know, I think it is quite sort of, I think, a shock to my dad, because my dad's almost like my carer. He was 85 a week ago, 10 days ago. He turned 85, and he's sort of like my carer. He comes in every other day just to make sure, he says to make sure I'm still alive and the cats haven't eaten me. That's where I get my sense of humor from. And I mentioned once before, I'd lost my dog, that when he went, I would have to get some cats. And he hates cats. And he's like, what do you want my cats for? And moan, because he doesn't like them. And he said, no, I'm not going to help you get cats. And, but when I lost my dog, and he came in and saw me, fetal position on my bed, bawling for 2 months. Every time he came around, I was on the bed bawling. And I think his attitude changed because he said, so, do you want to go and get a cat? He said, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I went to get 1 cat and I came back with 2. And he hasn't complained once about them. Because normally he used to complain about my other cats. But I think he's realised how sort of much I need my babies. The Tasmanian, have you, they are unbelievable in real life. Have you actually heard one in real life, Michael? You hear them with food. That jaw pressure. Now, I can't remember if it's above, just above, or just below a crocodile's clamping pressure. But they can get, they can attack, kill, bring down a horse and eat every bit of that horse except for its steel shoes and the nails for the shoes. Yeah. I just recently seen a video with, the Bondi vet guy? I think it's the Bondi vet guy. And he was bitten by a baby one. But, yeah, they're very, very, very vicious. Oh, I had a really talkative cat before these. These ones don't talk much. One of them, she squeaks. And she'll only squeak a couple of times a day, not even that. The other one, he actually says mama. I swear to God, and I've actually got a short of it, where he says mama, but, yeah. Gotta love a talkative cat. This one we used to go, prah, prah, and he used to do the head motions, and I used to do the head motions back and be really stupid. That, Jules, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yep, perfect. That's yeah. Well, see, I went to get one, and I really was just going to get one, but then I saw these, and for some reason I'm always attracted to the tuxedo cats, because I think my first real cat was a tuxedo, and I think that's sort of what the attraction is, even though my last cat was was a silver tabby. And, but it was funny because I was there and there was a fluffy one and there was a not fluffy one, and I wanted a girl cat, and they said, oh, this is the girl cat, and I went, oh, I was hoping the fluffy one was going to be the girl. And then, they started doing the paperwork for the girl, and I said, how much extra for the second one? And my dad just looked at me, and I go, and he goes, it's up to you if you want to get a second one. Yeah. Exactly, Jules. It's like, don't say how many you want, you just like leave it open and then see what they say. I'd still go for a third cat. I really would if I could get one. But I don't think I could get one, so yeah. Well, you've got, hang on, what time is it? You got 13 minutes, and then Kerry will be on. Yeah, go to Joanne's, yeah. My dad makes me laugh when he brings in my packages for me sometimes too. Sometimes I manage to get them in myself, but you know, and he comes in and he's got like, you know, he'll have a big squishy bag like this one, which I just recently got from Bendigo Woolen Mills. I've done a video on it. You'll see it in a few days. But it's it's gorgeous sock yarn. You can't really see the colours very well. No, can't really see the colours very well. But it's just gorgeous, gorgeous sock yarn. And he'll bring it in and he'll say, "What's this then?" And I look at him and I say, "What the hell do you think it is?" And he goes, "Oh, do you need more yarn?" No, Dad, I don't need more yarn. I want more yarn. Yeah. But he's like, and I say, "Look, you know, I could have worse afflictions or addictions. I could be addicted to illegal drugs. I could be out gambling, you know, out of control, or I could be, you know, out clubbing all the time and getting drunk and have a drinking problem. But I don't. I sit at home and I buy yarn and I make stuff. And I never spend what I haven't got. So I figure I'm not doing any harm to anybody. You know, could be worse. It could be worse." Oh, brilliant, Jules. Oh, so you're in your car watching me in your car. What's your spirit animal? Is that a hedgehog? I can't see. I hate it when I use emojis because, and I'll say this now, if ever I send an inappropriate emoji to something, like if you said, "Oh no, someone's died," and I send a gleeful, happy, laughing somebody, no, I didn't mean to send that. I probably thought that person was crying. That emoji was crying. I've got this terrible, terrible habit of sending really inappropriate emojis just because I can't see them properly. And that's why I don't send very many. Yeah, you can't. You've got to hold on to the ones that let you go yarn shopping. I think it's great that, you know, like you and Michael, you've both got the yeah. It's great when you've got similar hobbies because you can sort of share. I used to joke with my daughter, you know, when she came out, and I used to say, "Well, you know, make sure you get with someone who's the same size." I said, "You can double your wardrobe, you know." And she used to laugh because she's always, you know, because she's quite tall for her, really. And so, yeah, most of the girls she's had as girlfriends have been much smaller than her. So she doesn't even get to, you know, double her wardrobe or anything. Yeah. You like me, Michael. I tend to spend most of my waking time knitting, crocheting, or looking for knitting or crocheting patterns, or looking at yarn. It keeps my mind active, you know, it reduces the pain, and I've actually surprised myself because I've actually reduced my pain meds quite a bit, which I'm quite impressed with. But in the same token, I probably should be taking the full doses because I'm still feeling it quite a bit. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right, Kim. That's what happens. You know, it's funny. I think I started stocking up on... I didn't have a stash. And I started stocking up on yarn about... 6 months, 8 months before, you know, all the lockdowns happened. And keep in mind, Melbourne was the most locked down city in the world at one point for the longest time. I don't know who beat us. I think a Chinese, Beijing, might have beaten us. But we were the most locked down city in the world. And when, of course, lockdown happened, everyone's panicking. I've got no yarn. And I was like, thank goodness I started a stash. you know, you've got to have a stash because the prices go up and up and up and up. And especially now, you know, with tariffs and things, I think they'll probably go up even more. Australia's just had tariffs put on them. We've had tariffs put, a 25% tariff put on our aluminium. I think you call it aluminum. We call it aluminium. And steel. And then I heard someone say, but the US doesn't actually buy steel from us, but they've still put a tariff on it. Anyway, yeah. So I sort of thought, oh, well, and we had free trade. So, but anyway, I don't want to get political. But, yeah. Oh, Kimmy. Yeah, it's a big job. I've, it's okay. As soon as they put tariffs on yarn, that's when I'll get upset. I don't need aluminium or aluminum or whatever. But yeah. There's this one woman who's got a channel, and it's called something cottage, and the word before it is a word for goats, but it's a type of goat. No, it's not like your normal cashmere goat or whatever the goat is. I don't know. Cotrane's cottage or something. But anyway, this woman, she is like amazing. She gets fleece from her sheep or goats, and you know, she goes through the whole process, how she washes it, how, you know, and I'll tell you what's interesting. She gets the fleece, and the first thing you've got to do when you get a fleece is de-poo it. Yeah, you heard me right, de-poo it. So you've got to basically cut off all the really pooey bits that are usually at one end. If it's at both ends, you've got to wonder what the sheep was doing. But anyway, but yeah, you get rid of all the poop. And then you can split the top hair from the under hair. And so, and I can't remember what she called it, but like, so you got these, like, if you, even on a cat, you'll see it. You'll see the cats have like really long, almost like little greasy type top hairs, and then the undercoat is really sort of soft and fluffy. But the sheep are the same, and you got to, if you separate those, you'll get a better quality. You don't use the, you can use the top strands, guard hairs, I think they're called. But if you use the undercoat, you'll get the really, really soft, beautiful yarn. So she washes it, but what she washes it in is boiling hot water. And I thought, hang on, we're not supposed to wash yarn in boiling hot water because it shrinks. But she washes it in boiling hot water to get all the poop and twigs and all the rest of it out. And then she'll dry it and separate it, and then she'll card it when they got the like, they look a bit like this, you know, and they sort of do that with the wool in, you know, in different directions to split the hair or whatever, and then they put it on a carding drum, and then she does all that, and she dyes it, and then she does the whole lot. I'll have to find out what I think, you know. Yeah, it's just amazing watching this woman. And she actually got a black fleece, and she was doing this all with a black fleece. The black fleece cost her, I think, she got one fleece, and it cost her like 25, 23 pound US dollars, because she lives in upstate New York, I think she said, or near the lakes. Does that make sense? Oh, Emma, where's Emma? Who's Emma? I can't see Emma. What happened? Why can't I see an Emma? Okay, I'll take your word for it. There's an Emma here. Oh, there she is. Sorry, Emma. Hello. Welcome in. I'm only going for another 3 minutes. I'm going to switch off, and before Kerry the Yarny Elephant comes on. I can't actually switch over to her, But what I can do, and she looks like she's already started, hang on. What I can do is, I think this is her link. That's the link to Kerry the Yarny Elephant. So let's all go over there. We've got a few minutes, I think, but you know, you might need to run to the loo and everything. Thank you for coming in, Emma. Please join us again. Hit that subscribe. See, I'm real professional now. Hit the subscribe button. Yeah, and then I don't know when I'll next go live. Like I say, I was just bored and needed something to entertain me before the lives came on. All right, everybody, take care. Head over to Kerry's, and I will probably see you all there. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been really a lot of fun. My voice is absolutely stuffed now, though. Join the cool kids, yeah. Okay, Jules. Oh, well, Jules, we've got to talk about a video, you and me, live. We have to do that eventually. Yeah. So, yeah. Love you all. Thanks for coming. Bye bye. Now I've got to figure out how to stop this. This will be the fun part. Okay. No. Oh, I saw something. There we go.